Super Mario RPG is finally out. Again, it's been almost 4 years since Bowser's Inside Story's 3DS remake came out, and almost 8 years since Paper Jam came out. It's been a long time, but now we have Super Mario RPG's remake on the Switch with a remake of the Thousand Year Door coming later next year. It's a great time to be a Wahoo Man fan. So, my fellow GVG partners and I have worked together to rank the Mario RPGs. We've compiled our findings together into one definitive list that can't ever be questioned or countered. Don't even try it. But if you do get angry, please leave a comment below. What is there to say about Paper Mario Sticker Star that hasn't already been said? The RPG mechanics, character, and story are all paper thin. We've replaced all the fun dressed-up Toads for Toads. There's also no level-up system. Instead, damage is dealt by using stickers to attack. Stickers come in a variety of types and strengths. You can either find stickers in the overworld, or buy them at shops. When you fight an enemy, you get coins as a reward, which you then use to buy more stickers. See the issue? There's no reason to fight your enemies. That doesn't make for a very good RPG system. Between that and its puzzle-based boss battles, which some may like, it's not hard to see why Sticker Star is at the bottom of our list. Paper Jam. This game is what happens when you don't entirely understand what your audience wants. Having Paper Mario join Mario and Luigi for a proper RPG adventure sounds fun on its own. But again, we see the character and silliness of those early Paper Mario games fail to make the transition. But this is a Mario and Luigi game first. The combat is strong, just like the previous entries, and Paper Mario using copies of himself is an interesting idea. This game just does nothing unique with its actual world and story, despite having a huge opportunity to play with these two versions of Mario. The game isn't inherently bad, but it does very little to stand out from the other games on this list. It's a shame. Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time. Just like the previous game on this list, this game should have been a recipe for success. We're doubling our main party from Mario and Luigi to include their baby forms as well. Watching Mario and Luigi dote over the baby versions of themselves is actually really cute. Where this game falls apart is its world design and how disconnected it all feels. You go through time portals to visit various locations in the game, which is cool, but it feels pretty segmented. Managing 4 separate characters is also a lot. Look, I don't have that much brain energy. All this to say, it's not a bad game by any means, but there's plenty of games on this list we'd rather be playing. Color Splash. This game frustrates me a lot. It does so much better than Sticker Star, but it also does some things worse. The battle system is largely the same, along with the issues of battles even being necessary or not, but I don't want to get into the weeds on that specific aspect. The battles themselves are just so slow. You have to flip through your cards, select a card, and then paint your card before you can even attack. All that extra time per turn really adds up and bloats the experience. On the good side, we've got some more colorful characters, great music, and some laugh-out-loud moments. I don't find Huey to be memorable in the slightest, but I'm sure he's someone's favorite. Probably. The game is very pretty, and has some pretty stellar-looking pre-rendered cutscenes. If you had to choose between playing this and Sticker Star, it'd be this game every time. Origami King. You can debate whether or not this game is really an RPG, but we're not here to discuss that so much. This game teeters back towards more classic Paper Mario, while still setting out to do its own thing. It doesn't commit to the classic battle system, and instead opts for a puzzle-based battle system. Personally, I found this to be a lot of fun. Lining up enemies so you can take them out in one turn always felt good to me, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. The battles are much snappier than Color Splash, and that alone makes a big difference. Bosses are largely made up of office supplies, and that's a huge sticking point for a lot of players. This game doubles down on the paper, and at this point, I think the bit is wearing thin. That's not to say the fights themselves aren't really creative. Early on, you battle a case of colored pencils that fires the pencils off like missiles. It's wild. Oh, and we have partners. Sort of. You can't directly control them, but they aid you in battle and follow you around the overworld. It's nice, but I wish they'd have fully committed to true partners. Origami King was a proper step forward, but it's still not the Paper Mario longtime series fans were looking for. Super Paper Mario. This game is a lot of things. It's an action RPG. It's a platformer. It's a dating simulator. Super Paper Mario throws a lot of things at the wall. And you know what? A lot of it sticks. Gone are turn-based battles. Now you jump on and attack enemies in real time. This was disappointing for some, but it does set this game apart from its predecessors. And you know what? The combat's actually pretty fun. You level up and get stronger as you defeat enemies. Thank God. The main mechanic of this game, though, is the ability to switch between 2D and 3D. You'll flip the camera around and boom! You'll flip the camera around and boom! The layout of the world changes, and you can access areas you couldn't before. Or maybe there was an item hidden behind something in the foreground. It's neat, and does enough to carry the game forward. Rather than original party members, we have the core Mario cast, including Luigi. He finally escaped house duty and joined the adventure proper. Good for him. There's also this Mr. L character, but nobody really knows what he's about. This game's story stands out for a lot of players, and for good reason. I can't believe this game made me care about a guy named Count Bleck. Put this one on Switch, Nintendo. It deserves it. Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Remember the year of Luigi? Nintendo tries not to. Despite that, we did get Mario and Luigi Dream Team that year. And you know what? This game's pretty good. It follows its predecessor, Bowser's Inside Story, pretty closely. Mario and Luigi run around on the overworld like in the first two games, but now, Mario can also dive into Luigi's dreams. You can mess with Luigi on the touchscreen while Mario explores the inner recesses of Luigi's mind. Things can get pretty dark in there. But it's always funny when you just yank on Luigi's mustache or poke him in the schnoz. The combat is as good as ever, and is especially cool in Dreams. Mario can utilize an army of dreamy Luigis for special attacks, and they're all pretty fun to use. Just make a big ball of Luigi and roll over your problems. The biggest issues in this game are its endless tutorials, and that the runtime is about 10 hours too long for my taste. If Dream Team ever gets a remaster, tighten up some of those things, and I think this game can go from great to fantastic. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. I love Bowser. How can you not love Bowser? He's oafish and kinda stupid, but deep down, he's really not that bad of a guy. Also deep down are Mario and Luigi. That's right, Bowser has eaten Mario and Luigi. That's the end of the game. Bye! You control Bowser on the overworld while Mario and Luigi fight from inside Bowser. You go around in his guts and get things done. It also introduced the concept of giant battles. Mario and Luigi juice Bowser up from the inside, making him turn massive. You then get these epic kaiju boss fights against castles and characters like Midbus. They're mostly for spectacle and not very deep, but they're pretty fun for what they are. This game also features a great surprise villain and is definitely worth it for series fans. Also, Bowser says "Showtime" before a fight, and that's just worth extra points on its own. I don't make the rules, except that I do. Fight me. Super Mario RPG. Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong 3, am I right? Mario RPG is a legendary game. It began this whole style of Mario game. It plays a lot more like traditional RPGs than a lot of the other entries on this list, and that's to the game's benefit. It's still a Mario game, but it's not afraid to veer outside of that. It introduced original characters like Mallow and Geno, and even had main series villain Bowser available as a party member. This is the first time Bowser is anything but a bad guy, and that's awesome. Mario RPG also introduces action commands, which would go on to be a mechanic in every single game on this list. Time your button presses to deal more damage. It's a simple way to interact with combat a little bit more than you would in other RPGs. But honestly, it adds a lot. This game is a classic, and if you haven't had a chance to play it, now's the perfect time to hop on board with the Switch remake. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. For the first time, a game with Mario and Luigi in the title. Green Mario finally gets his due. In this adventure, Mario and Luigi head to the Bean Bean Kingdom to save Princess Peach and help return her stolen voice. This is the Mario and Luigi that started it all. You have 4 ways to attack with each brother. You can jump, hammer, use hand techniques like fire and lightning, or use bros attacks. God, I love bros attacks. Mario and Luigi team up for these moves and do all kinds of crazy stuff. My favorite is and always will be knockback bros. I love watching Luigi just slam his hammer into Mario's skull and knock him back and forth between himself and the enemy. This game also introduces us to Fawful. Did you know he has chortles? I love him so much. I still remember the day I picked this game up. I was really excited to have another new Mario RPG to play. I didn't have a Game Boy Advance growing up, but I did have a Game Boy Player for my GameCube. They even put the logo for it in the boot-up sequence for this game. All 4 controller ports could control Game Boy games on the GameCube, so you could totally play this with a second person controlling Luigi. If you haven't, give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Paper Mario. This game means a lot to me personally. It was my first Mario RPG. It was the first RPG I ever beat. I'd played Pokemon Yellow before this, but hadn't finished it because I didn't really know what I was doing yet. Paper Mario was a lot simpler and was a great gateway into what RPGs were. The story is fairly simple. Bowser kidnaps Peach as usual, but in a twist, Mario is actually defeated by Bowser at the very beginning of the game. It sets a very different tone for the adventure. Bowser is a seemingly unstoppable force for the first time, and Mario now has to gain the power he needs in order to stand a chance and save the kingdom. This game started that classic Paper Mario gameplay, and brings over action commands from Super Mario RPG. The world is vibrant, the characters are silly, and the game will bring you to areas of the Mushroom Kingdom you've never seen. One chapter takes place inside of a toy box full of Shy Guys. It's pure bliss. Front to back, Paper Mario is just a solid experience. There's no real low point in the game for me. Also, it has the spinny move. John loves the spinny. Thousand Year Door. Yeah, this isn't surprising anybody. But that's fine, because this game deserves the praise. Thousand Year Door expands on everything the original Paper Mario did. We have colorful partners that don't become cardboard after the chapters end. The battle system is expanded and introduces this seriously cool audience mechanic. They can cheer you on, throw items at you, including rocks if they're feeling spicy, and generally just make the experience of battling more exciting. This game tells a more compelling story than its predecessor, with new characters like Tech and the X-Nauts. It has an unforgettable final act, and goes in directions you might not expect. The mystery of the Thousand Year Door itself is always looming, and it doesn't disappoint. It's not without its faults, as there are some pacing issues and padding. There's one infamous example towards the end that exists only to be a punchline. You know what? I kinda respect it. I'll let you discover all of this for yourself, though. If you've never played this game, definitely pick up the remake on Switch when it comes out. You'll love it. And there you have it. Those are our Mario RPG rankings. If you're curious what our original rankings are, they should be up on screen right now. But we want to know your rankings too. Please leave them in the comments below. Do you hate our rankings? Do you hate us? Do you love me? Let me know in the comments. But that's going to do it for us right now, so your homework assignment is to go play Super Mario RPG. You don't have a choice. Keep the games good and the vibes greater. We'll see you next time. Bye!